As we move into the new year, Spokane's housing market is heating up quite a bit, at least for the good-looking inventory. But at the same time, affordability is a huge concern for buyers, and it's holding a lot of people back from moving forward. So let's dive in and figure out what we can do about it. Welcome back to Living in Spokane, Washington. If you're new here, my name's Hunter McKay, and I'm your local real estate broker. With over 10 years of industry experience, I'm here to share all of my insider knowledge with every one of you looking to move to Spokane. First, let's talk about why is affordability an issue here in Spokane? Well, honestly, the simple reason is the median home price is now higher than the median income that it takes to buy that same median house price. Usually, to have a balanced economy in an area where it's comfortable to live, you want the average single income or especially double income family to be able to afford the median income home. Unfortunately, right now, the double income median family income is not high enough to qualify for the median income home. What that means is if you're buying right now, you either need to make a little bit more than normal, or you have to have a little bit more than normal saved up, or sellers have to be willing to contribute to your bottom line. All of those things can be tough. And so in order to buy a home right now, you need to make sure that you plan for all of those pieces to work in your favor. In addition to the displacement of median income to median home price, we've seen a huge influx of out-of-state buyers, both people retiring and bringing their retirement income from more expensive states like California, or even just more expensive cities like Seattle. But there's also been an influx of people from places like Seattle, San Francisco, LA, and San Diego that are bringing their tier 1 city income to Spokane and keeping their jobs and telecommuting. That has had a big impact on prices rising in Spokane, far above what maybe the local thinks they can afford. So now that we know kind of what's happening, how do we deal with it? What are some strategies for home buyers that are looking to buy today? Number one tip I have is remember this is not your dream home if it's your first home. I know we all get really wrapped up in the idea of never moving again and moving in with our loved one to a place that we love forevermore. Statistically speaking, you're lying to yourself. Even my clients that say, Hunter, I love it, I'm never moving, they move in 7 to 10 years. For the people that say, I think I can live here for 3 to 5 years, they move in 2. For the people that say, oh, I don't think I can live here for 2 years, you should rent. You shouldn't buy a house. You're not committed enough. It's really important to remember that your first home is a great stepping stone to the rest of your life. And so look in the up and coming neighborhoods. The home that I'm sitting in right now is a beautiful home that I would never be able to afford if I were to buy it finished in the right neighborhood. And so I bought it where I could put sweat equity into it, and I bought it in an area that was still kind of rough and tumbly. Now, right across the street, they're the rich folks. It's Kendall Yards. I've got breweries, I've got bakeries, I've got donut shops. It's amazing to live a few blocks that way. This street and a few blocks that direction, well, it starts to get a little bit rougher. Fortunately, when I bought, nobody else was like, oh, that's a great idea, Hunter. That seems kind of, They were kind of nervous, actually. But now, as things have improved, I'm right in the center of growth, and 3 blocks that way is now the new line. And so now I'm slam dunk in the middle of a good zone because I was patient and I saw where the growth track was going, and I was willing to bet on the future rather than being immediately happy today. Tip number 2, this is for the folks that say, Hunter, I don't want to live in an up-and-coming neighborhood. I want to live in a now neighborhood like Manitou, but I can't afford Manitou prices. I understand. Maybe you can look at condos or half-plexes, or you can look at owning a multifamily in an area that you couldn't necessarily afford. All of these are not owning your perfect single-family dream home, but they can be good opportunities for you to generate a different kind of lifestyle and live in the right area and zone that's really important to you. Tip number 3, some people say, Hunter, I can't even afford to save towards a down payment right now. I have good credit, I don't have a lot of debt, but my monthly budget is maxed out because I pay so much in rent. Okay, there are down payment assistance programs for you. And using those down payment assistance programs, we can likely get you into a house or again into a multifamily. And if you are renting, maybe you bring roommates with you to the home that you own. Some of you might think, well, but I rent all by myself and I like living alone. Yeah, but if you could own your own home and just had to have renters in it sharing the space with you for 2 to 3 years, wouldn't that be worth it? Think about it. Tip number 4 is be flexible. Figure out in advance what your absolute must-haves are, and then let everything else be a want. And take a look at the market and see what is expensive, what really pushes things over to a price point that you can't afford. Is it bedrooms? Is it bathrooms? Is it acreage? Is it a combination of some of the pieces that if you separated them, that you would be able to get something cheaper? For example, a garage on the South Hill is actually pretty expensive at any price point. And so if you tell me I need a 4-car garage, I'm immediately going to beg you to check the north side because there are more garages on the north side and we're going to be able to spend less money and get more space. If you tell me garage isn't important, but a charming old home is the must-have on the top of your list, well, great. We're going to go directly to the South Hill, assuming that we can afford it because the nicer, charming, older homes are going to be on the South Hill. And so it's just about understanding what do you need and what do you want, and then communicating those things effectively to your partner, to yourself, and to your broker. I cannot stress enough that real estate is a long-term game. Real estate will return great benefits to your life over a 5 to 10 year period when you plan to take care of the asset. But a lot of people don't think about the costs of owning a home or the long-term benefits. They just see the short-term costs and then they cut and run and go, oh, that was a bad experience. Don't be that person. Be the person who buys a home that is accessible to them, that they know in advance some of the work requirements that are going to be expected, and that they've planned to put a little bit of sweat equity into that home. Because when you be that person, you will grow an amazing amount of wealth for yourself and for your family. It is important to think about it long term and think about the things you have to participate in, not just what the home is going to do for you. Because on the immediate, it's a place to live and you get to pay your own mortgage rather than someone else's rent. But on the long term, do the work to take care of the asset, even if it's expensive, because you want to plan to get that money back when you sell or when you turn it into a rental. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. As always, I will never be able to make an individualized plan for someone based on a single video. So if you're thinking that I haven't answered all of your questions, just reach out. Let me know what your unique situation is, and I'd be more than happy to dig into it. In the meantime, please leave a comment, and share this video with loved ones, and check in for next time.